Good evening, folks. Welcome to Isshinryu Today, another edition this Wednesday evening, August 14th, 2024. We have got an exciting show planned for you this evening. We're going to be talking about the Circle of Masters coming up September 14th in 2024 in Anderson, South Carolina. We have Miss Nancy Anderson with us. Everybody say, hey, Nancy. Hey, Nancy.
Hello.
she is, we got some links posted for you guys tonight. So we're going to go through some of these links and tell you what all these links are over in the comment section. But the one on the page that you see on the screen, usikaevents.com, is where you would go to get registered for the event. But before we get started, we have a couple shout outs and a couple announcements that we'd like to make. Our first shout out tonight on Isshinryu Today goes to our founder, Grandmaster Tatsuo Shimabuku. Grandmaster Tatsuo, we thank you for your service and your time, but most importantly, we thank you for the system of karate, and we hope that we're doing a great job of keeping your lineage line and your dream alive here by doing the podcast on Isshinryu Today. So thank you, Tatsuo, for your sacrifice, but more importantly, thank you for being a father to our United States Marines. That brings me to my second shout out, which is our first generation students. The students that studied under Tatsuo Shimabuku when they were young. They sacrificed their lives, they sacrificed their families. They went to serve our country so that we could be free to do things like what we're doing tonight. So we want to give a shout out to our first generation students, the ones that pioneered the art and pioneered Tatsuo's dream back to the United States of America. Now they came over to America in a time to where there was no karate here. So not only did they develop a system and a style in the United States, which was foreign to what they were trying to teach, but they never ran a school before, especially at their age. They never ran a school before, but they structured this thing and they did the best they could. And they got out there and they got students. They started spreading karate and it became a big thing, a big hit in the United States. Um, Especially for someone who's never run a school before, for them to be running a school, it was one thing to train in it, but another to come back, especially fighting in a war, and have to start a system. Which brings me to they brought it to the United States. They pioneered it here. They got it started. It was a big thing. Now, what do you do with it? What do you do with it? Well, you teach students, and once they get to the level to where they can branch out, so we give our shout out to our second generation students. Those was a generation of students that spread Isshinryu throughout the United States. They were in their hometowns learning karate. Once they learned karate, it was time for them to spread Isshinryu karate, and they did a great job of doing that. The second generation students, and then the third and the fourth and so on is where we are today. So we have a saying on the show: we must remember where we come from in order to know where we're going. So we want to preserve and protect the lineage and the heritage in which we come from so that we can spread these things that kept us alive, spread that history, spread that knowledge through events like what we're going to have on September the 14th, 2024 in Anderson, South Carolina. This is called the Circle of Masters, and it's put on by Grandmaster Phil Little, my sensei, Nancy sensei. Uh, this is going to happen in Anderson, South Carolina on September the 14th. Nancy has taken the time to set all these links that you see when you go to register, when you go to do your t-shirts, when you go to get your books, when you go to do anything about the Circle of Masters. She has the backdoor setup program to all this program that she set up and structured this to make it easy and convenient for you participants. So that's why I asked her to come on the show to kind of direct the traffic on what you can do, try to walk us through the links and how to register if you're computer illiterate like I am. It can become challenging, it become overwhelming, and sometimes you'll back out. That's the last thing we want you to do. We've got a lineup tonight, and we're going to go over some of these guys' biographies and talk about who these gentlemen are that are presenting. But this year is a lineup that you do not want to miss. And I'm going to turn it over to Nancy just a little bit because the link is there, usikaevents.com. And Hey, Rebecca, you're online. Good to see you. In the comment section, cut your comments on so that if you don't have your comments on, we can't see what you're asking us. But if you have a specific question tonight, there's a couple of links already listed in the comment section, and Nancy's going to explain to you what those are about. Um, and so we're going to direct traffic, and we're really going to talk about the Circle of Masters and what's going on. But first off, I want to get this information to you before we start talking about some of the things that's going to be happening at the Circle of Masters. So I'm going to be quiet now. I'm going to turn it over to Nancy so that she can direct you guys through the traffic. And as she's doing this, I'm going to go through it on my phone just to see how it all works. Okay, go ahead, Nancy.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Nancy. A lot of people would know me as Andy or Andy Nance online. That's what I use on Facebook if you know me that way. Um, so the Circle of Masters, I think we're in the 18th year this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 18th year. So it's the 18th annual. It's been going on ever since we didn't even skip through to COVID. We still had one during COVID.
Yes, we did.
So, and that was a really good turnout one too. We had all the protections and everything in place.
We
So
did.
we and I think that was the first year we did the online registration. Um, and so the whole goal of the online registration is to allow for awards and various other things and the costs that go into these events to have that set up in advance, as well as to take care of a whole number of things with, from the waivers. We finally got the waivers doing right where it's online. That's taken a little bit of time to get that straight, but we're trying to make the line coming into the door and as quick and easy as possible. So that's the goal with this. So there's not a backup, nothing that. So sorry, reading the comments at the same time. Um, so Kyle, you want to show your phone? Because now if you look at the website, which is, if you go to Phil Little's website, which is usika.com, there will be a link somewhere on there for Circle of Masters. If you click that, that's going to take you to
Get my.
usika events.com.
I don't know if you can. Yeah, there it is. You can kind
Yeah.
of see what it looks like.
So it goes to the usika events.com. And I don't know if there's a way I can share. Or is there a way I can share my screen?
Not sure on that. Miss Rebecca, you're on here. Is there a way that she can share her screen? I'm trying to. Let me cut this light out and see if that. My phone might be too bright. It is. Um, but
Oh, I got it. I can share a screen. Okay.
okay, there we go.
So, all right. Well, stop. There we go. We're going to share that screen. Okay. So this is the main page. And if you scroll down, you can now, if you are looking at this on your phone, it's going to condense all this and make it in one very long scroll. But here we have the date. We have the presenters that are coming. And of course, it's hosted by Grandmaster Phil Little. I try to make this as easy as possible for those who are challenged by technology. So there's arrows to tell you to click here to register. There's a help, but before we get there, we can go here and look at the biographies of each of the presenters. We could go here to the help button, and the help button should pop up into a new window so that it can guide you into knowing exactly what your question is. You should be able to find your question, and my phone number and how to contact me is on there. If you come into, you just find it's impossible. And then we have the link for the Holiday Inn for a special rate that's far below the national average of a hotel room. Right now, I think national average of a hotel room is $200 a night.
That's correct. Yep.
And then we have, of course, our T-shirt link here. And then we have a map. So when you're en route, you can click on here, go to the website, you pull up the directions from your phone, and that way you can figure out where you're supposed to go. So that's the front page. So we're going to go from here over to, what do you want to do? You want to do the registration first, or do you want to do the biography?
Let's do the registration first, and then we'll go to the biographies.
All right, so we're going to click on the USIK symbol. All right. Yay, it's working right. Now, just a side note, that date, September 14th, happens to be my birthday.
Hey,
So,
happy birthday.
And that's exactly 1 month from today. So here we go. It says to register below. You just keep scrolling. This should take you down further if your scrolling is not working correctly. So we go over here and we want to add this person here. We're gonna add myself. Okay. If you're a 9th or 10th degree, we want you to register so we have your information, but you don't have to pay. We just want your information and, of course, the waiver sign. And I was supposed to take this off, this feature right here, so that's a naughty note to myself to not make that available. Because last year, Hanshi would allow students in his school to pay him directly, and this year he decided he didn't want to do that. So that's my bad. I forgot to take that down. But nonetheless, so we're going to add the early bird for me. And by the way, this price goes up on the 20th, and that is in what, 6 days?
6 days, guys. 6 days. You better get registered today.
Okay, so we're going to go over, and we can't help the processing that's dealing with the cost of that. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to type in, well, it's probably going to want to auto-populate. So typed in Nancy Anderson, that's my personal email. And if you were to have a coupon, which I don't think we got any coupons floating out there right now, but that's usually a thing that's set up directly with Hanshi regarding a Mass Dojo entry. It's not a coupon, but it's a way for, it's not a discount. It's a way for the instructor of that school can pay directly in one lump sum, whether like maybe like through Venmo or something. So that aside, never mind that. So we're going to hit click here. And so I'm the same buyer as the details. So I'm going to hit that button. And I'm an adult, so I'm going to check that. This doesn't apply, so I'm going to hit NA, which is I'm not a minor. Emergency contact, I'm going to put in here ER doctor. You know, just whoever you want to put in there. Put in a phone number. There you go. Okay. Anything, you can put whatever you need to put in there. If you're a legal guardian, put the legal guardian in there. Or if you have someone else taking your child and you're staying home, put that person that's taking your child in there and your information. You got plenty of room to put it in there. So then you're going to put your rank in there. And so there you go. You can put that in there. And then in here, you're going to put your school. So and then Phil, Little Karate School, and Phil Little. So there you go. And you can put as much information in there as you want. Anything we should know? I recently had jaw surgery. So therefore, I can't participate in anything that's going to have my face hit.
Outstanding. That's wonderful.
So that's what that's for. That's so if somebody's got diabetes or somebody's got, I don't know, they something that we might need to know, we need to
Hmm.
know it so we're aware of it. So then you're going to agree to the liability parts here, and then you're just going to click now, agree to pay. So that's done. The ticket's there. I'm agreeing to the event policies, continue to payment, and then you'll put your information, which I'm not going to share, and then you hit your place your order.
Right.
Okay,
Perfect.
so that's how you do it. And what that's going to do, it will generate an email to you that's going to have your ticket. It'll have one of those fancy what are those? I can't think of what they're called. Those
Those
QR
QR
codes.
codes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So whoever's checking you in can either scan that, take your name, or if you have your ticket, you can have it on your phone, or you can have a printed copy that will have it. So you're done with your checking out. And because I want to be thorough, I want to go over here to the 24 uh, the waiver for 2024. So this is really designed for someone who has a lot of kids or somebody bringing a lot of kids. They can put all their names in here. You can do all your waiver here, run down through here, acknowledge all the things, answer, and it's self-explanatory, and it submits, and it comes to the inbox so that I can keep track of it, and this prevents you from having to do one at the door. So
Perfect. That's awesome.
nobody likes to stand in line at these tournaments or shias or events at all to sign liability forms
Right.
or even to register, because everybody's anxious to get in and get warmed up. So we go back to this page, our main page there. So say I'm having problems. Yep, it opened up into another thing. Frequently asked questions, or if you're simply lost. Okay. I think every question you might have should be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So
pretty sure.
uh, if you click on the link for the hotel, it should take you directly to um, this where you don't have to put in the code. Let's see if what that happens. Um, do, do. Are you able to see what I'm seeing?
I am. Yeah. This is
Okay.
this
All
is
right.
fabulous.
All right. So we have a group rate here. So and if you see here on the group rate, it's already in here. So you don't have to do
Nice.
anything but book your room. If you go to their website, independent of that link, you're going to have to enter in all that stuff. Or if you call them, you'll have to tell them all that stuff. I personally don't like to call, so I can click out of that. And so back over here to the help. Um, so we have a pre-order for t-shirts. The deadline is September 1st. We may have some wiggle room with that. But nonetheless, the t-shirts are, or we'll get to that in a second. But all the questions you have for you want to buy a book, you still having issues, you can text me and I'll give you a call and we'll figure it out. Okay. And we go back to this spot here. And now what do we do? Wait for it to load. And what do you want to do? T-shirts, or you want to go to biographies?
Let's go to when I order my T-shirt. Is that
Uh-huh.
is that price? Just some questions that maybe. Does that price add to my ticket price so I can do a checkout all at once, or do I have to do separate checkouts?
No, it's separate transactions.
Okay. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. There you go,
So
guys. So,
so if I click on the order, I'm going to go to the standard shirt. This is a standard shirt.
yes,
Get
ma'am.
the other, okay? And it's a unisex, but we're calling it men's. And we have a child's size. And then we have women's, which women's are cut differently. They have shorter sleeves. They're cut differently, so don't mistake that one with a standard shirt. So the thing about these shirts is, if we can get that one thing to pop up, the image. There we go. So this the Circle of Masters logo, which was on the back of last year's shirt, is now on the front. Can you see that, what I'm holding up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's on the back. That's going to be on the front this year. And the back, for right now, we have a placeholder. And the placeholder is the Circle of Masters poster. And because we got something in the works, it's going to be a nice little surprise. So that's a surprise that's coming up. Hanchi is working with the designer for that, and it should be a lot. It should be pretty cool. So, and this way, it's also going to be where it's not suggesting that whoever wears the shirt is a part of a particular association or anything like that, because this is a Circle of Masters for Isshinryu and other styles that are invited in. So there you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So so that's what's going on with the t-shirts. I encourage you to get those orders in. I'm going to be managing the orders. There, when you go to order, let's say I order a 2XL, and I'm pre-ordering that. It's going to show up there. That costs more because it's extra. It's a 2XL. If I go over here to a kids and I say I want to put a youth medium in there, and I'm putting that in there. Oh, there it is. There it shows up. I was about to say, wait a minute, what did I do wrong? Then that shows up, you're $23. Somebody wearing a 2XL and somebody wearing a youth medium should not be paying the same price. That's why there's a difference.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then we have women's. If we go to ladies medium, we put and add that on there. Again, it's a different cut. That's going to add your $28, because that's the baseline. So if we went over here and we added a medium standard, that in itself is just going to be $28. So adults standard sizes, when you get on into the 2X and up, there's an increase in price, because there's an increase in price of the t-shirt, etc. So there you have it on that. I can get rid of my, I guess I can view my cart, and I don't know what that's going to do. So anyway, yeah, there we go. So then I can trash all this because I don't need that. I didn't know that popped up there. That was from last year. So pretty much be honored as well if you want to get your annual membership. And I think that's $40. I think that's on there. There's a discount included. So back to the store, we go back to the Circle of Masters there, and go back down here to the store, and there you have the t-shirts. We go back into the store.
Yeah, I think the t-shirt
I can scroll down.
Is stuck on the two shirts in the motel. So only thing we're seeing right now, I think, is the t-shirts.
Yeah, because I went back to the t-shirts.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry if I'm moving too fast.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so on the t-shirts where you have the sales for t-shirts, you can see you can add a membership. This is an annual membership. If you are interested in a life membership, that's something you have to talk with Hanchi directly, and it comes with a steep price. And then we have the book here. You can order these books in advance. That way Hanchi can sign either one of these. If you know anything about the orange book, there's a limited number of these. They were thought to all be gone, but there was a stash of them found, and
Mhm.
they were distributed among people by Tim McGee, and so that's how we have a stash. And so there you go. And so of course you're going to have to pick your book up this year and not last year. So I've noticed a couple things I need to update on the website, but so anyway, that way you can get stuff signed, you can get your book in advance, but the books will be available there to buy. T-shirts will not be available there to buy.
That's all
So
pre-orders only on the t-shirts. Now you can, I think you can, Nancy, we can register. If you miss the early bird registration, that's okay. It's going to cost you more. The price is going to go up. But can they register if the door at the door, is that an option or is it all online pre-registration?
we prefer it to be all online pre-registration, because when you get to the door, we have to do it online.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
it's either way, it's going through the system. So if you can do
got
it in advance, that makes life a lot easier.
you. Yes, it does. I'm telling you, yes, it does. I promise you that. Promise you that.
So
Oh, okay. So talking about the Circle of Masters, what exactly, in your mind, just give a brief description. What exactly is the Circle of Masters? I remember the very first one, and when I first went for the very first one, that was a day that I'll never forget. And I got there, and there were so many Isshinryu practitioners from all over the country. Look, we've even got practitioners coming from out of the country this year. Jesus Jimenez will be there from Puerto Rico. We have people coming from out of the country to this event to see these presenters. What is some of your fondest moments, Nancy, that you have? I can tell you my favorite one. Um, I remember it. We had one in the high school gymnasium, but then we had one in the armory. And this is the first time I ever met Grandmaster Chris Sproul, and he was presenting that year. So I was over. If you ever been to the armory, there's a wall when you walk in. There's a wall right here, and then the gym's over to the right hand side. But I was over here starting to get stretched out and stuff, getting ready for the Circle of Masters because there was some presenters there. And I hear this loud boom. I mean, and in this armory is where they stored the tanks and stuff next door. And they had a firing field in the back and everything. And I hit the floor because I thought the tanks were shooting. I thought they were shooting guns right when we was getting ready to do the seminar. And I asked Hanchi Little, I said, what in the world is that? What is that booming noise? He said, that's Chris Sproul warming up. And I was like, oh my God. So it was him hitting the bags next door through you could hear him. He was in the next room through a concrete wall, and it sounded like a cannon going off. I'll never forget that one. That was one of my favorite things that happened. And it's a funny moment, but I'm telling you, to hear somebody hit something that hard, that was so impressive. And that left a statement and impacted me in my training. So maybe there was an event that happened there for you too, Nancy.
well, I remember before it became Circle of Masters, there was a Shiai that I
Yes.
would attend, and I have some really fond memories in that because um, I was free to fight with the guys. Which anytime I was at a tournament, I had to go through a lot to try to just get somebody to fight. So I always enjoyed the Shiais because I didn't have to go through any trouble to find somebody to fight. And so, but with the first Circle of Masters, they had a little different format back then, and it was continuous sparring.
It sure was. Yep. I remember that.
And yep, and I ended up winning the women's, and I got this big giant belt that looks like it should be, and it's like a boxer's belt, or I always think of John Cena, like it's, you know, like I'm supposed to be on WWE or something. So uh so I have that. It's actually in the other room, up mounted up on the wall. And Ricky Cobb won the men's.
Yes, he did.
And that was pretty cool because that was the first time that was the case, and I don't know if we've done those belts since.
No.
But that holds a special place for me because, you know, I had women to fight and some tough fighters to fight, so it was good. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So, see, guys, this is the thing that we're talking about. This is 18 years ago. We're talking
yeah.
about. This is our 18th year. So, this is going to be an exciting event. We always have presenters first, and they present. We change it up every year with different presenters, and Nancy's presented there. I presented there. There's been so many presenters at this thing, top quality instructors from all over, not just our association. Majority of them are not. So if you're not Isshinryu, that doesn't matter. Come, you're going to get a self-defense seminar like you've never seen before. Your kids, your students are going to get to participate against other students, and they're going to be on the same team. We split them up on a red team and a blue team when it comes to the competition. So it's a team effort and not a personal effort, and everybody wins. There are no losers. Okay, there's no losers. There's no winners. Everybody wins. I love this format, and I just love the Circle of Masters the way it's structured. It's awesome. It was a
And
genius.
for those who come and haven't participated in one of these like this before, they're often confused when they see how the kata ring is ran, because the teams are divided up by rank, so you have even number as possible of ranks in each team. And like you said, the blue team and the red team. So you'll always have somebody in the master division that, or master rank, that will be uh, switching back and forth to make sure that there's enough competitors so that it's even. But everybody goes up. They get 2 times to compete with a kata. And when I say compete, I mean you're competing against yourself, of course, but you're competing as a team. If you get up there and you're new at karate, or even if you're old, I mean, I literally, when I was going through the brain injury stuff, I literally got lost in a kata, got dizzy and had to stop. No big deal, because it's a learning place. It's a way for students to come, they see how a ring operates, they go up, it's a practice. They mess up. So, say you have a kid that's a yellow belt and they mess up because they got stage fright. The 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 master assigned to that area will step in and do the kata with them
Yes.
and help
Yes.
them through it, so that they are scored, and you know there's not a penalty, nothing of that. It's a chance for the kid to make it through and do that. And I've messed up many times.
We
Described
all have. We
I've
all have.
even said I'm going to do this kata and ended up doing another one that turned into another one. So that's kind of the things I've gone through with the brain injury. But that aside, it's a really good learning format.
Yeah. And your score counts. Your score, no
Yes.
matter what you score, your score is added to your team score. And then at the end, we add it up and see which team has the highest score. But it is an awesome day of learning. Okay. As far as the competition why goes, you can do kata, you can do weapons, you'll have sparring. Um, but before all that, we always take a break when we do that part. We have some presenters. And this year, we have some world class presenters. And we're going to bring up their biographies here in a moment. Uh, but we have a great lineup this year. And I can't wait to see some of these gentlemen. Um, I'm just excited. I'm just blown away. I remember one year, Jay Hocut, I got a, did you, was you, yeah, you was there. You got the coin too. You remember the coin? I still have the coin. one year they gave out coins, and I've got a Circle of Masters coin that Jay Hocutt made, and I still got that coin. But that was a nifty thing. You never know what's going to happen at Circle Masters. You never know what's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's exciting, and that's what keeps it exciting is because you don't know. But we're going to give you a sneak peek of the biographies. If I can get Nancy to do her screen share again there, we'll pull up these biographies and read who these gentlemen are that are presenting so that at least you know who they are and where they come from.
Do you see that?
I do see that. Let me add stage. There we go.
All right.
So this is our story, and this is Darren Whitehead. And Nancy, you could probably read that better than me. My eyes are terrible.
Okay, so Sensei Darren Whitehead is a 6th degree black belt in Isshinryu and a 6th degree black belt in Kenshido, the humble person's way, a style he founded by combining techniques from all the styles he studied throughout his 35 years in the martial arts. Darren founded the Salisbury School of Martial Arts and actively serves as its primary instructor. He has also enlisted his sons to expose the class to jiu-jitsu training, one class per month. Sensei Whitehead began his martial arts training in the Shorinji Kempo. Am I saying that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where he earned a 2nd degree black belt prior to pausing his training to attend the Maryland State Police Academy. While in the academy, Sensei Whitehead's training took a turn as his defense tactics instructor was Master Barry Smith, a 9th degree Isshinryu black belt under Master Toby Cooley. After being a trooper, Darren returned to his hometown, having been inspired by his nemesis DT instructor. Darren pursued Isshinryu and earned his black belt in 1991. Coming from a rural area, everyone knew everyone, especially in the police and martial arts world. It is during this time that Darren connected with Hal Chernoff, a professional boxing coach. Hal led Darren through several amateur boxing matches. Through his amateur boxing fights, Darren connected with 3-time world kickboxing champion Ronnie Lewis out of Baltimore. Darren spent several years diligently training kickboxing with Ronnie until ultimately Ronnie retired. Sergeant Whitehead retired from the Maryland State Police in 2010, which then provided ample time to pursue his martial arts training, returning to his once nemesis, Master Barry Smith. He trained with his loyal friend until Master Smith's passing in 2019. Sensei Smith had taken his 50 years of visionary training, combined with 25 years in law enforcement, numerous street encounters, and developed a style of survival. It was mean, brutal, full of many tricks and deceit, and it was downright nasty. Carrying on Master Smith's tradition, Darren routinely trains defensive tactics to police academy cadets. He is also a certified Krav Maga instructor. In his retirement, Darren has pursued his lifelong passions of entrepreneurialism and giving back to the community. He currently owns his own real estate firm, property management company, real estate properties, and serves on numerous boards, such as the Police Review Board, Emmanuel Wesleyan Church Board, and Hembron Bank Board.
Outstanding. Now, some of you may not remember Sensei Whitehead, but he was there last year, and Grandmaster Kirk Klein was presenting, and Darren, you may not recognize his face because he was wearing a helmet. And so Kurt was demonstrating, and Darren was his uke at the Circle of Masters last year. But Darren's presenting this year, and he's going to be some real good street fighting techniques, guys, that really may save your life. This just starting out the gate is going to be phenomenal. So moving on to our next gentleman that we have, and I'm sorry I can't read that. I just can't. My eyes cannot focus. I know that guy though.
All right.
Yeah, Ronnie.
So Ronnie Cimarosi, spelled with an I. Master Cimarosi started his martial arts journey in 1984 under Grandmaster Toby Cooley. He received his Shodan in 1989. He enjoyed traveling frequently to visit and train with various instructors, including Master Barry Smith. Master Cimarosi opened his first dojo in 1990, in which he presently continues to operate and teach. He competed for many years in numerous tournaments throughout the eastern U.S. Additionally, he traveled extensively through the U.S., Puerto Rico, Australia, and Italy, promoting Isshinryu and teaching at all levels. He was a member of the he was a member of the Order of Isshinryu demonstration team. Hanshi Cimarosi has been gracious with his time, giving tirelessly to his students and volunteering for numerous nonprofits, such as the Cecil County Battered Women's Shelter and the Cecil County Rape Prevention Center and the Cecil County Public Schools.
That's awesome.
In 1994, he was awarded the Isshinryu Hall of Fame Instructor of the Year. In 2014, he was inducted into the Isshinryu Hall of Fame. 2017, he was awarded the Sensei of the Year, but what does that one stand for?
I can't see it. What does it say?
AOKA.
American Okinawan Karate Association.
There we go. I get all those mixed up. 2017, he received his Shodan in Matayoshi Kobudo under the guidance of Kimo Wallen, Luis Sudorado. Sorry, since jaw surgery, some words I just can't spit out.
That's right. Quite all right.
2017, he presented at a Day of Masters for American Isshinryu. 2018, he was promoted to Hachidan under Grandmaster Toby Cooley.
Awesome.
And 2023, he was promoted to Kyudan under Grandmaster Toby Cooley. From 1995 to 2023, Hanshi Cimarosi served as a member of the board of directors of the Order of Isshinryu, including the positions of president and vice president. Hanshi Cimarosi left the Order of Isshinryu in 2023 to begin a new journey. He founded a new system, the Elkton Dojo Isshinryu Kazuku family.
Close enough.
Close enough. When not in the dojo, Hanshi enjoys spending time with his family and riding his Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Yes, he does. And I'm going to tell you something. There's a funny story. This guy is no joke. And it's going to be some good teaching. It's going to be some good close-in fighting. And while we're on Grandmaster Cimarosi, he has asked for us to do something. If you're listening to the show or you're registering for the event and you have some hand pads, your target shields, bring those, because he's going to do some real close-in fighting and you don't want to be blocking maybe some of these knees or elbows with your hands. Bring some target shields. So if you have some, or if you're a dojo owner, bring some for your students so that everybody can have a pair. He has requested that so he can really cut loose at this thing. He is so excited to present, and it's an honor to have my brother Ronnie there as far as my brother Darren. I mean, this is going to be a fantastic year, I'm telling you. Okay, on to the next gentleman.
All right.
Who is this guy? Oh, my goodness. Really? Famous guy right here. Outstanding.
Scott Shamblin.
Fuss.
So,
Scott Shamblin.
There we go. Master Scott Shamblin, Kudan, which is 9th degree black belt, began his training in Isshinryu on November 17th, 1973, under the instruction of Master J.C. Burris in Athens, Tennessee. He studied. I'm tongue-tied now. His study continued with Master Angie Uezu.
Yeah.
Uezu. First in 1987 in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Then in 1993, Mr. Shamblin traveled and trained in Okinawa, and again in 1994 in Cleveland, Tennessee. Mr. Shamblin was also a longtime student of the late Alan Wheeler of Powell, Tennessee, and was named by Master Wheeler before his passing as his successor. In competition, he was the first person at the Isshinryu Hall of Fame to ever win first place in weapons, kata, and kumite, as well as grand champion in kata, weapons, and kumite. Mr. Shamblin was the youngest black belt to win kata grand championship at the Battle of Nashville. He was the overall champion in weapons, kata, and kumite for the Tennessee Karate Circuit in 1990. At the 1990 AAU Nationals, he received a bronze medal for kata, silver for weapons, and brought home the gold for fighting. He was undefeated in fighting in 1999 at the state, regional, and national levels. Where'd I go? Outside the competitive arena, Mr. Shamblin and his wife Ruth Ann have had the honor of participating in the Isshinryu Karate demonstration team led by Master
Angie
Angi Uezu during the restoration festival of Shuri Castle in Shuri, Okinawa. Mr. and Mrs. Shamblin taught the Cleveland State Karate Program, credit and non-credit classes, and owned and operated Shamblin School of Karate in Cleveland, Tennessee from 1990 to 2009. During that time, they hosted the Cleveland Karate Challenge Open tournament for several years. As an instructor, Mr. Shamblin believes in strong Isshinryu basics and practical application of kata movements. His other studies have included Torite Jitsu, sport jiu-jitsu,
Torite. Yeah.
Jitsu, sport jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, and tai chi kwan. Shamblin believes in being a student of the martial arts and studying them in depth to help with his understanding of Isshinryu, but never to replace it. It is his firm belief that Isshinryu Karate is a complete system of self-defense, and that if you truly understand it, you do not need to embellish it. You do not have to embellish it. Shamblin currently serves as the president of the International Isshinryu Karate Association, IIKA, secretary treasurer for Traditional Okinawan Karate Association, TOKA, and president of the Isshinryu Hall of Fame, IHOF. He also served as the past president for Okinawan Karate Do Union, OKU. To earn his rank, Mr. Shamblin provides lessons to advanced students, instructors, and dojo owners. He serves as an advisor to the Bryan College Martial Arts Academy, BCMAA, karate program in Dayton, Tennessee, and teaches Kobudo instructor certification courses for IIKA. Mr. Shamblin lives in Ocoee, Tennessee with his wife, Ruth Ann, who is an 8th degree black belt and also a badass. So, had to add that. That wasn't on there, but I added it.
Yeah.
Notable awards. In 1974, Isshinryu Junior Champion, held at the Knoxville Coliseum. 1975, IIKA Junior Advanced Free Fighting Champion. 1980, IHOF Karate Ka of the Year. First IHOF Karate Ka of the Year. In 1981, IIKA Championship Grand Champion. 1982, IHOF Tournament Grand Champion. 1988, OKU Outstanding Achievement Award with his wife, Ruth Ann. 1990, OKU Outstanding Achievement Award, again with his wife, Ruth Ann. In 1990, he included as a member of the United States Sports Jiu-Jitsu team. 1990, silver, I want to say that's supposed to be champ, bronze medal, World Sport Jiu-Jitsu Championship. 1990, Tennessee Karate Circuit overall grand champion, kata, kumite champ, and weapons. 1991, he was inducted into World Martial Arts Hall of Fame, Male Fighter of the Year. 1994, OKU Master Shimabuku Award with Ruth Ann. 1998, appointed president of the Okinawan Karate Do Union, OKU. In 1999, National AAU champion, Kumite champion for the 30 to 39-year-old male. In 2005, he was inducted into the Isshinryu Hall of Fame. In 2010, IIKA Legacy Circle of Honor. In 2015, appointed president of the Isshinryu Hall of Fame, IHOF. In 2016, inducted with wife into the Traditional Okinawan Karate Association Hall of Fame. Toka, and in 2023 appointed president of the International Isshinryu Karate Association, IIKA.
Outstanding, folks. You see, we've got world class. I'm talking world class, first class coming to the Circle of Masters this year. You don't want to miss out. You won't want to miss out. You see that link on your screen, usikaevents.com. I would schedule today to save you some money. It's not but $50. This this lineup right here is well worth every penny of that. And you're going to have the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the sisterhood. Where you're going to be in the presence of family. And I'm telling you, there's nothing like this event. This is an awesome event, and I want to thank Nancy for taking the time, especially reading that for me because I don't have my glasses. I couldn't read that. She read that for us. She's done all this legwork on this. So Nancy, thank you so much for your sacrifice. There's Miss Rebecca. Everybody say, "Hey, Miss Rebecca." She is doing a Scott Shamlin on the fan. It's making a lot of noise, so she's shaking that thing.
Oh,
So, but we wanted to thank you for coming and tuning in to Isshinryu today. But Nancy, thank you so much for sharing your time and your knowledge and walking everybody through this. If you guys have any questions, there is some links in the comment section. You can email us or email Nancy at usikaevents@gmail.com. Or if that one doesn't work or she doesn't, you can copy that to southknoxishinryu@gmail.com. And that's the way that you can get your information to her and we can get you registered and help you with any problems that you do have. Don't get frustrated. Come to an event. Book your motel today. These prices are going to go up in 6 days? They go
yeah.
up 6 days. So you got
And I
6.
think the hotel will release whatever they have set aside, I think, on the 1st of September.
Yeah. So if you're going to book those rooms and get those discounted rates, you may want to do that early. We ain't but 4 weeks away from the event. And we're already into Wednesday. So this week's about up. So now we're about down to 3 weeks. So now's the time to move on this before those prices go up on you. And we don't want you to have to do that. But if you do, we pray that you'll still come. It's still affordable. Even in the prices goes up, it's still going to be affordable for you.
Yeah.
So, Nancy, thank you for sharing your time tonight with us and going through all this with us. And you guys, if you have any questions, you can hit me up. I can ask Nancy for you.
And if you go to the help button on the website, my phone number is on there as well. So if I don't answer, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I'm probably
She's busy.
working. So
Yep.
just send me a text. That's the easiest way to get me.
All right, guys, that wraps up Isshinryu today. We hope you enjoyed the show. And don't forget to pick up your book while you're there. This is what it looks like. This is the one I use on the program. This is what I call my Isshinryu Bible right here on the show. And when you're there, you can get it autographed by me, Nancy, and everyone else is going to be there. But I've got mine autographed by Hanchi, and I'm sure he'll autograph yours too. So pick up your books, get your shirts. Most of all, get your tickets. Let's have a great day. I look forward to seeing you there. Isshinryu today. We'll be there. We may get permission to do a live show. If we can, we'll do it live. I've got a GoPro and we can make this happen. So look forward to seeing everyone there. God bless you. Nancy, thank you again. You guys, we're out of here. God bless you and good night. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.